Hello everyone, giving another devlog update for Pure Rogue. So we have a new update today, the version 0.7, which is the, I've got sound this time. This is the public version, so what I shared before was a bit more of an in progress, and this is all the changes that I've been working on have now been pushed live. So you can try out some of the features that we've been working on. I say we, I just mean me. So let's talk a bit more about the design around this game. So I may have glossed over this in the past, but the idea here is that this is not just meant to be sort of like an arcade 80s style experience based on old PC games, but it's also meant to be sort of a reimagining of what people think of when they play a roguelike. So the goal is not to sort of master a game and live in the randomness and sort of just get really, really good at particular workflows, but to really just start to just, I think what is already a core element of roguelikes, but isn't always the focus. A lot of the focus is more on like growth. And this is still there, right? You do need to get stronger as the game ramps up, but less in a very like methodical sense and more in a like gaining knowledge sense. So let's just look at this crafting bench, for example. I get this initial list of items that I can use to just start crafting right away. Now, if this is my first time playing, I don't know what these are. I just know that there's a character and a description. So if I say that, I select with the spacebar this goo thing, it goes into this slot, and that makes sense. I can't do anything here, but I can do something here. And if you look carefully, you can see in the bottom left that it's changing from interact to select as a hint towards the fact that I can do something here. So if I combine goo with stick, I get something called a rubber bat. And I can see that it's equipped over here on the left. So this sort of like tells me, okay, now I kind of know that this is a thing over here on the left. And if I press spacebar, I can see that I now have this bat that swings. And this is useful information. But, if this is my first time playing the game, this is all I have. So I can see that I can explore and I can go north. So what does this mean? Now, I can see that the doors have shut. I'm stuck in here. And the music has changed. It's gotten more dramatic. And I can see that there's this movement up here in the corner. So if I get close, I can see that there's something that is trying to attack me. So my only option is either to run away or to use this item. So I'm going to actually notice that there's another item already here, just in case I didn't craft. So I now have a rubber bat, and I have a bow that I don't know how to equip. So I have to sort of suss out exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing here. So if I wind up, I notice that I just hit that rat, and he bounced off of this rock and took damage from the impact. Then he ran away, and now he's back. So I'm just going to give him another punishment for coming back and doing that. I guess let's just finish him off here. Now, he didn't take damage that time, so that's interesting, right? So he has to hit against an object when I smack him with the rubber bat, which doesn't itself do damage. So now I know in the future that if I do choose to use that crafting combination, there's a bit of a caveat with that weapon. It's got a nice wide swing. It does this little charge up maneuver and a big smack. But it doesn't cause damage in and of itself. So my point is that as you play this game, the game doesn't really tell you anything explicitly, but implicitly you come to understand different components. So now I know that there's a rubber bat, I know how to craft it, and I know what it does. You'll notice that I did switch to the bow. You can see that I did that, well, I'll just tell you, I did it by pressing the 2 key, because 1, 2, and 3, which we saw those numbers earlier, are actually hotkeys for equipping. Now, what's different than the rubber bat is if I charge up, I can't move. So I choose where I want that arrow to go, and how far it goes is dependent on how much I charge it up. I could also see that I can get these arrows back, and I can shoot, and it'll get stuck on this object, which kind of looks like a tree. So again, we haven't left this screen, but we've learned a lot in a very short period of time. And now let's just take a closer look. So these exits are open. They have letters. I don't know what these letters mean, but let's go ahead and take a look over here. Okay, so this is a little different. seeing a lot of this grass. I can see things moving around hiding in the grass. So if I fire in that direction, it was another one of these little, as we remember from the last video, rats. So I can smack that rat around, and I guess he's the only one here. But we're going to keep beating him up. Come here. Yeah, he's out of here. He doesn't want to fight me. Now, there's no EXP, no leveling, anything like that. It's just pure combat with whatever you have at your disposal. So let's continue on. I'm just going to stay with these green colored exits. Okay, interesting. So I've got these things flying around, and they're coming at me. I'm not going to use this rubber bat because it's not causing damage because there's nothing to knock it against. And it turns out that the arrows are pretty effective here. Good. So if I'm really observant, I can see that there's different things besides grass. There's this water, and I can kind of see that now I've got this trail of water behind me. What does that mean? I've got this grass. I've got these other objects that slow me down, potentially. There's these, what look like rocks, right? So I can just continue on. And there may be things that you've noticed that I haven't called out, but they are meaningful. Hey, get away from me. All right, so this video is very much just focused on the release and sort of the overall design. I might get more into the weeds with this particular feature, but you can see that each enemy has its own unique behavior. I guess the last thing that I'll show is that there's some things that are just not explicitly explained, like we're in this weird room that does not have a clear, get out of here, does not have a clear answer for what it is. I'm just going to smack this thing around for a little bit until he goes away. Alright, I'm getting a little sick of the rubber band, but the rubber bat's fun, but it's almost there like as a tutorial. Dang, I can't figure out, that's got to be a bug. I should not be hit with him just like walking up like that with no wind up. That's a bug. Alright, so now I'm only at 3 HP, so I'm going to go ahead and rest. And that just takes me straight back to full health, which may seem like a cop-out, but, you know, you get locked into these rooms until you defeat all the enemies, so it's meant to be sort of a helpful thing at the beginning, but at the end of the day, you can't rely on this free heal to get you through the game. You do need to have enough of what you need to get through each room once the levels get more complex. Let's just do the crafting table one more time to see what we've got. So let's see, I've got string and fur. I believe that'll give me a robe. So now I can see this other thing over here. This is not a weapon. I can't select it with a number. I can select this thing over here, but essentially with a number, there's nothing here. So anyways, that's probably enough to share today. But hopefully this devlog is intriguing enough that you'd want to give it a shot. Would love if you did. You know, it's a really awesome experiment, and I'd love to continue to work on it. So feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you'd like to see more of. If there's anything in this video that I didn't touch on or didn't explore, and I'd be happy to do so in the next video. Thanks again. Bye.